Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. How are you all doing? It's Saturday morning. I've just been for a little walk. Yesterday it was 32 degrees. I think that was the high point. And now it looks like it's going to piss down. So if you're not from the UK, we have the weirdest weather. And if you are from the UK, we have the weirdest weather. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, Joe Smith Jr., ARTUR BETERBIEV. What do we make of this one, eh? I mean, come on, man. You would expect this to be an explosion because of the styles. The styles are going to gel perfectly, we hope. There is a chance that it will be a damp squib because sometimes those styles, the aggression of the two cancels each other out because both men get a bit reticent about throwing too many punches, going up close, and being chinned. So there is a chance that it will be a bit of a chess match, or a boxing match might break out. But having said that, let's be positive. Let's assume that the styles, the go forward aggressive styles of both, will provide us with a real, fight to remember. And it's certainly a don't miss in case that happens. It's weird because when I was thinking about this fight, for whatever reason, I thought of Arturo Gatti versus Mickey Ward and the build up to their first fight. And at the time, I was on a couple of boxing boards, and I put a thing on there saying, "Do not miss this fight, right? Do not miss it." I just had a feeling that it was going to be, like I say, a sort of eruption, and I get the same sort of feeling with this one. Hopefully, I'm not wrong. I'm not going to do a technical breakdown because other people can do that much better than I can. Shout out to people like Chris Andre, Punch Perfect Boxing, G-Man, great channels. I'm just a fan who likes to sort of shoot the breeze. And what do I think of this fight? What do I think is going to happen? Well, let's take ARTUR BETERBIEV, who is in his late 30s at the moment. And I'm always amazed whenever he makes the weight. He can still make this light heavyweight limit. And to me, I've still got to wonder every time he has a fight. I think he's going to struggle to make the weight, and that's going to weaken him. Now, the only time when I've ever thought the weight may have had a factor in the fight itself was against Callum Johnson, because he was on the floor and he was stung. It wasn't like a flash knockdown. Some people say it's a flash knockdown. I thought maybe it was just surprise. He thought, "What the fuck am I doing on the floor?" But I thought Johnson had an effect on him. But Johnson hits hard. Johnson's a banger himself. So, and what happened? What happened there? Well, Johnson decided, or maybe had it decided for him, that he was going to have to fight fire with fire. Unlike someone like Marcus Brown, who tried to sort of contain BETERBIEV and thinking, "I'll take him into the later rounds." As I always say on these videos, if you're going to try and do that early on in a fight, you've got to make a guy work at a pace he doesn't like. Otherwise, he'll box 20 rounds, 25 rounds. It doesn't matter. You can only take a guy into deep waters if you start that drowning process early on by taking someone out of their comfort zone. And the way to do that, and it's a very risky tactic, is to actually meet fire with fire early on. And then if BETERBIEV is tight at the weight, later on, the proverbial money you're putting in the bank you'll get some interest on it, and then he'll really struggle in the later rounds because he's being banged about and he's being forced to, to use up energy that he was hoping to preserve for the later rounds. Very risky tactic because BETERBIEV hits like a truck and he can knock you out, but. Let's look at Joe Smith. Joe Smith is a very big light heavyweight, big, powerful, physically strong guy. And yes, he got stopped once, didn't he? I can't remember by whom. And he's been beaten before. But again, if you watch my videos, I don't care about defeats. It's how the guy comes back that matters. If you get beat, it doesn't matter. George Kambosos lost recently. It's now up to him to show that was an aberration, a bump in the road, a blip, whatever you want to call it. And Smith, to his absolute credit, his boxing skills have improved, definitely over the... I don't even know who his trainer is. I watched someone's video. It might have been Chris Andre's video, and he mentioned that. Was it Chris Andre? I don't know. I watched someone else's video. I've watched several videos on this fight because I think it's a really interesting fight. And someone mentioned the name of the trainer, and I hadn't heard of the guy. All right, fair enough. But whoever he is, he's clearly good because Smith has improved. And I wouldn't say Smith was the most naturally talented guy. I think he gets there on work ethic and effort put in. By talent, I of course mean, you know, you're born with a certain raw ability, a certain aptitude for boxing, and then so when someone says, "I want you to do this, this, and this," you go, "Yeah, no problem." Whereas other people who are less talented say, "Okay," and they do it and they struggle, but they get there through hard work and dedication. Sound like Floyd Mayweather, don't I? And they maximise their talent. I get the feeling with Smith, he's doing this. Will it be enough to beat Beterbiev, who was a decorated amateur, a proven champion? I mean, you know, he beat Tavoris Cloud in was it his third or fourth fight, something like that. And he stopped the guy in, I think it was 2 rounds. And Tavoris Cloud was coming off, you know, a couple of scraps with Bernard Hopkins. He lost one of them. Did he draw the other one? Or did he have one fight with Bernard Hopkins? And then he got stopped, didn't he, by Adonis Stevenson? Yeah. So he was damaged goods. But even so, for Beterbiev to fight a former champion and beat him in 2 rounds so early in his professional career, and I think Tavoris Cloud didn't fight after that. He quit. He just retired. Very, very impressive career professionally. Could have perhaps fought more often if possible. Has been a little bit lacking in his in the volume of his work. You know, he just hasn't really got the fights, Beterbiev. I don't know why. Because he's no spring chicken. He must be at 38 by now. But yeah, he himself, if he makes the weight, is physically strong. So it's possible he could resist an onslaught from Smith, you know, and not be that bothered by the physicality of Smith. If Smith can get close, impose himself, really force him into the trenches, it's possible that if Beterbiev has made the weight and can make the weight very well, that he'll go, "Okay, you want to do that? We'll do that. We'll have a little dance." And it could be, and I suspect this might be the case if it's a fight rather than a very reticent boxing match, which we hope it's not going to be. But if it is a fight, I suspect this is going to come down to who wants it the most and who can last the longest. I don't think it'll be a surprise if either man went on the floor. I don't think it'd be a surprise if the fight ended early. But I'm going to go with Beterbiev to outlast Smith in a bit of a war in about 8 rounds. And I think he'll have some shaky moments. Again, both guys could be on the floor. I only ever really do prediction videos on the fights I'm not sure about, because I think they're the most interesting. You know, like I didn't do one for Dubois and Trevor Bryan, because I knew fucking well, we all knew Dubois was going to chin him early. That's an example. But this one I don't know about. So yeah, I'm going to go with Beterbiev, 8 rounds, maybe 10 rounds, to stop or to outlast or to grind down Smith and stop him. But he will have shaky moments. That's my opinion. I've been wrong many times before. I've been right many times before. But the joy of boxing is we don't know what's going to happen. So what do you think? Do you have a particular view? What do you think? Which way do you think it's going to go? What do you think is going to happen? Leave your comments below, of course. If you are new to this channel and you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. Hit the subscribe button. Takes a second. Job done. Like the video if you liked it. That always helps the channel as well. And as always, thank you for your time. It's going to be a good fight, we hope. So, yeah, we'll speak soon. I'll do a review of it as well. See you then. Bye for now.